Our candidate forum, courtesy of KTRF, Thief River Falls Radio, and Tonabel's downtown Thief River Falls, presenting our candidate forums this week. We continue this week with move now to our city council alderman positions that will be up for election in November. We have a couple of council seats that will be open at the end of the term, and candidates who are seeking those seats today. We'll talk to candidates who are seeking the seat for Ward number 2. And that is the ward currently served by Anthony Bolduc. And I guess the best way to describe it, the northwest portion of the city of Thief River Falls, kind of First Street and North and Main Street and West is kind of the slice of what, there's a few little dips and turns in there, but that's the area of Thief River Falls that is considered Ward number 2. Two candidates have expressed interest and are going to be on the November ballot. Kanan Langley, who was invited but is not attending today, and Julie Bolduc, who is in studio with us. Good afternoon, Julie.
Good afternoon.
Well, first of all, let's start at the beginning here. Tell us a little bit about who Julie Bolduc is.
Okay. My name is Julie Bolduc. My family and I have been residents of Thief River Falls since I moved here back in 2001. In that time, I have attended and graduated from Northland Community and Technical College with an associate's degree in criminal justice. I met my husband at Northland and have been married to him for 22 years. We have 2 kids, Blake and Morgan. They are both adults now. I spent most of my younger years raising them while my husband was serving in the military. I worked in law enforcement, worked in 3 counties, and then I did banking and worked at a law office, and now I work at DigiKey. But yeah, that's
okay.
Pretty much what I do.
You're no stranger to the election process.
Yep.
Last election cycle, you ran for a seat on county board.
Yep.
Your husband is the current alderman for Ward number 2.
Yes.
So why are you running? What has spurred you to pursue?
Yep. I would like to continue his work. There are some condemned homes in our ward that I would like to keep working on, and would just like to keep working on the city and keep it growing and help with the overall. If it's a big issue, and taxes have been a big issue, so I'd like to see those go down. I'd like to see the town grow and stuff like that. And one day I hope to have grandkids, so I'd like to make it a better community for them.
Okay. Well, we're going to get probably a little bit more in depth on a few things now that you mentioned. You mentioned a few of the issues. What do you think are the top issues facing the city? And pick one or two. And if elected, what do you think you could try to accomplish as a council member to address those?
Well, the Ralph is one, and that I have. That's one of my main concerns. The venue that's in there right now and the team that's in there, they don't really seem to understand how to manage it. They mess up the dates quite a bit and double book, and that costs the city money. And I have heard that they are asking for more money starting next year that they didn't put in the contract. So that's additional money on the taxpayers that shouldn't be spent. So that to me is concerning. So I would like to, we'd like to sit down and maybe discuss a way to have a better way to work that building and maybe get more concerts in there or some kind of way to I don't know, get it to balance.
Do you think it's a scheduling issue, or is it a management style?
I don't think they manage it very well. I know that. And the scheduling, when I looked on the dates on their dates for upcoming events, they didn't have anything on there at first. I think there's something now on there, but when they said they had double booked, there was nothing on there for April. And it's like, well, that would be why you're double booking. You don't have anything on there. So, yeah.
Okay. So the Ralph and the Ralph, we've gone through management companies or organizations.
Yep.
And although at times it appears like there's good movement, or at least there are things being scheduled or bigger events that are coming in. Is it a facility that will ever pay for itself, or?
I think it could if we had the right venue in there and the right team to manage it. I do.
Okay. Any other issues that come to mind that affect the city off the top of mind?
The sidewalks uptown, the manholes are looking pretty bad. I would like to see those get fixed. So that would be one.
That would be facilities or a street department issue. Okay. All right. We're visiting, by the way, with Julie Bolduc, candidate for City Council, Ward 2 in the city of Thief River Falls. Julie, speaking of the city, kind of a broad question. Do you think our city departments are adequately staffed? Are they understaffed? Do you think they're overstaffed? And how would you proceed with that, or are we right sized? Do you think?
I don't know about the staffing. I would have to see the numbers on that before I commented on that.
All right.
I'm not 100% sure. I know as for like the sheriff's department for the county, I know they're not, but I'm not 100% sure for the city.
That's the perfectly acceptable answer. Yeah. One of the big things is taxes in the city of Thief River Falls. We hear about it often in conversations. Your thoughts? What can the city do to reduce that tax strain or maintain to local residents?
Well, I actually was looking into the taxes this last couple days, and there's actually 5 elements that affect our property taxes, and it's city, county, Red Lake Watershed District, and the Airport Authority and School District. And the last 3 years, the city hasn't bumped the taxes at all, unless you have an easement on your property. So the city has done a great job on not raising your taxes at all. But the ones that have affected your taxes are the county, Red Lake, water, and the airport and the school district. A lot of people like to blame the city for it, but they have done a really good job on that. So, I mean, the city's going to keep trying to work and keep it balanced, but you can only do so much. So
well, one of the issues often is even if you can hold the line on expenses, you're always going to have that 2.5% employee increase that is built into contracts. So it gets harder and harder.
Yep, and you're eventually going to have to fix stuff. That's why, eventually it will start affecting again, but the last 3 years there hasn't been any. So
they've done a pretty good job.
Yeah, they've done a great job so far, but in my term, it will probably affect some people.
Okay.
So we'll have to sit down and look at the numbers and do some tweaking. Along
with city taxes, of course, one of the other issues that often is talked about is the role the city plays in economic development and business development, new businesses, child care for those businesses, etc. What do you think the role of the city is in economic development or in those type of situations?
It would be nice to see our city continue to grow. We do need to have more daycare in order to have our city grow, because if they don't have daycare, then they can't go out to work, and we can't keep those doors open. So that's going to be a struggle.
Any ideas?
And again, I until I get in there, I'm not 100% sure.
It's kind of a nasty question to ask, actually, because it's a question that's been asked for years and years and years.
And, I know the city was working with one group at one point. It was in the newspaper that they were trying to open up with some company, and then it ended up falling through. I don't know the details on why, but maybe we can look at that again and see if we can try to make a deal with them.
Currently, of course, the state of Minnesota legalized recreational cannabis, and currently there's a moratorium while the city studies the issue and the regulations and all the things that go into that. One of the possibilities, of course, is that the city operate their own cannabis retail facilities, somewhat similar to what a municipal liquor store looks like, what a city liquor store look like. Of course, there are other possibilities, is that they could have licenses available in other locations. Your thoughts on how the city should be involved? Should they have their own facility? Why or why not?
I know there's a few stores that are open and they do sell cannabis. I don't know the thoughts on the citizens on what they think on the city infringing on those. But I think if the liquor store wanted to put some in the liquor store and sell it, I don't know why that would be an issue. But it would just be less taxes, I would think, on that, because that would make more revenue.
Yeah, city generated revenue. Yeah.
Yep. So I would think that would benefit for the citizens. So I wouldn't think that would be an issue with them.
Any other issues? You mentioned sidewalks and you mentioned some properties. Mm-hmm. Are there any other issues that you can see that probably would be hot topics?
It would be nice to see some actual homes be built in the city limits. I hear a lot of people talking about apartment buildings and how expensive they are to rent. So it would be nice to see some actual homes for people. And then I've heard it also on the just the count of the I'm drawing a blank here on the number of the tally of the total of community that we have.
The population.
There you go. Yes, the population. Yeah. It would be nice to have an actual count for like trailer parks and apartment buildings, because they say they don't count those for some reason.
Yeah.
So those should be counted in on that.
Yeah, an accurate number is what you'd like to see.
That would be nice to see that. So that would be another thing I would try to work on. So
hypothetically, if elected, and again, this is pie in the sky, and you could automatically change and fix one. I mean, you're elected, and they say, Julie Bolduc, you can fix one thing. What would be the first thing you would tackle and fix right away, do you think?
Well, I would say I would let's just do free taxes. I mean, it's not realistic.
Yeah,
but
yeah. No, that's
that would be,
okay. Okay,
yeah.
That's a good answer. The answer for that. We have an opportunity. We've run through our list, and again, your opponent has not participated, so we generally would allow him an opportunity to answer these questions at the same time, and he chose not to participate. But we do give you an opportunity here for final comments and an opportunity for you to appeal to the voters on why they should vote for Julie Bolduc.
Yep. I just say I want to see change in the community, and it would be nice to have that opportunity to show them that I can do it. And yeah, so I'd appreciate the vote and just the opportunity to make my mark. So.
All right. Well, Julie, thank you. And as we have all the candidates, it takes an extra measure, I think, to even participate in the process, to put yourself forward. So thank you for that.
Yep.
Good luck on the November 5th general election, as we also wish all our candidates here. And we, again, for voters in Ward number 2, an opportunity to make a selection. It'll be an open seat come November 5th, or at the end of the year, but your election coming up November 5th. And your choices, again, Julie Bolduc or Kanan Langley. Julie, thank you for taking time out of your day and participating in our forum. And again, good luck in the election.
Yes, thank you.
Julie Bolduc, candidate for Ward 2 Alderman, and our forum on KTRF, again, brought to you in part by Tana Bells.